really pissed I can't play that. Oh, hamster, maybe you should practice more. No, I mean on the thing. Yeah, well, you you fucking Luddite. You can't even do that? No. Hello, you bunch of evil men. Bass FZZ, my old friend from Florida, land of the free and the home of the brave. Let's see what he has to say. Got a new video. I thought we'd, check it.
So there's another video in the car. Again, I have some time in between, work and whatnot. So
he's got a car. Oh my God, I didn't think Ron DeSantis allowed that in Florida. You might have noticed he's black. Ain't no cars down here for black people. Oh, what a bunch of horse shit the Democrats leave. Oh, by the way, did you hear today? There's like 3 fucking huge things that Donald Trump, the Nazi, figured out how to do. And I'm pretty sure my friend Bass FCZ voted for Trump. Well, let's see. The Panama Canal thing is going on, baby. Mexico is going to send a bunch of troops to the border to stop that goddamn poison fentanyl from coming into this country. Number 3. Denmark says, "Oh yeah, we're open to some stuff up there in Greenland, mine some minerals and shit." Now, Donald Trump, you evil Nazi, you can't buy Greenland, but we can make some deals. And how much winning can you stand? Justin Trudeau is going to fall flat as a fucking pancake. And, we'll send some Mounties over there to the border and stop that fentanyl. Just don't give us that 25% fucking tariff. Do you understand what Donald Trump is doing? It's like, okay, here's the deal. This is what we're going to do. Let's make a deal. Justin Trudeau said, no, we're not going to do that because you're an evil man. Mexican president said, you know what? Let's think about that. The Panamanian president. Let's think about that. How can you stand this much winning in the first 2 weeks of his fucking presidency? Oh my God, but the economy is going to collapse and there's going to be shit and we can't buy little toy dinosaurs made in China at the slave factories. Less than 25% tariff. Now, I don't pretend to know all about this stuff. I don't know anything. Well, I have a couple thoughts on it, but I kind of trust Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and some of his team. These are really smart fucking people. Now, if they say we need a fucking tariff, okay. And look what's happening in front of our eyes. It's working. The man, the art of the deal, Donald Trump. Even Vladimir Putin in Russia says, oh, yeah, well, Trump's kind of the shit. He's got the biggest dick, and he's going to pull it out in Europe. Oh, my God. So it's probably going to be a good time.
So there was this one video I kind of wanted to do some commentary on. I didn't have time.
And the next thing it's going to be, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, our country, Costa Rica, we would really love to become part of the United States. Would anyone be surprised? I mean, this guy's dick is the size of the planet. And I mean, he's not going in there aggressively. It's like, well, here's the deal, Panama. We're going to do this deal again, and then, or else. And they're like, oh, holy fucking shit. He means it. He's got a backbone and a big set of fucking
sit
balls.
Down and record anything. But now I do, because we're here. And so the
Yes, we
video,
are.
and I'm going to play the video and I'm going to play the response too. I'm just going to use Shisu Zed's video because it's in front of me and easily accessible. I don't know who the
Shisu
original
Zed, yeah.
TikTok creator is anyway.
Have some coffee. Make you feel
But I'm
better.
going to play this.
Yep.
So the first part is the original video I want to talk about. The second part is the context added to, which will add further to the points that I'm making. And we're going to take it all from there. So.
And without further ado, I will bet Zelensky. By the way, Zelensky came out and said, I don't know what the hell you Americans are talking about. You didn't even send $100 billion over here. We don't even know where it's at. Thank you, President Biden. Thank you for that. I wonder where that money went. Well, I guess we're going to have to investigate that. President Putin of Russia says, maybe we can, whatever, and talk about something. Do you understand what's going on? I bet you in the next couple of weeks, Trump is going to bring Putin and Zelensky, and they're going to sit down until they get a fucking deal that stops all the killing in Russia and Ukraine. I will bet money on that one. It's coming because nobody wants this war. Not even the Russians. Certainly not the Ukrainians. Nobody wants this. So I bet we're going to be coming to a deal in a very short amount of time. Yeah, Donald Trump, he's a Nazi. Remember that.
Without further ado, she shall take us away. Let me know.
They were in high school. When the nerd came up to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I want you. And then when she became a baby mama, he was a CEO, executive, and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking.
The fuck's she's talking about here? I honestly can't understand. Who is this? Cardi B or something? I don't know. Listen to it again.
Without further ado, she shall take us away. Let me know.
They were in high school. When the nerd came up to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I want you. And then when she became a baby mama, he was a CEO, executive, and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking with the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible-ass decisions with grown-ass niggas preying on us.
But again, it's perfectly all right for a Black American to say the N-word. God forbid we do, because that'd be a problem.
Y'all gotta let that shit go.
She sat here and claimed victim. Oh, we were messing with drug dealers and older men and scammers and all this other shit.
By their own choice. Women have agency. They make their own decisions in life, but they want to be treated like a victim. Are we sick of this yet? Yes.
And the good guys are just supposed to let it go. Forgive us, let it
Right.
go, even though we have children with these men, right? As young Black men in high school, even it starts off really in middle school. In middle school, you're in 8th grade. The girls are talking to the freshmen, maybe even a sophomore at the high school. So when you're in middle school, they're talking to high schoolers. And when you're in high school, you become like a sophomore, junior, senior. They're talking to grown men outside of schools. So
Oh, well, wait a minute. In some states, that's illegal. What are you saying? Look, women have the responsibility and the accountability and the agency to be fucking held responsible for every goddamn penis they let get up in that. Rearrange them guts there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of this fucking bullshit. Oh, these men did this and they said magic words. You agreed to it. Are you that fucking stupid?
well, not only are you competing with guys your age, you're competing with grown.
Let me answer the question. Yes. How are we as men and cite other women? It's like you decided to go out with these thugs and these gangbangers and all this shit, and then you're going to say you're a victim. No, you chose that. You got 17 babies from 48 different baby daddies because you made that decision. Woman, ah, damn it.
Men. men that got cars, money, jobs, and you're in
Mhm.
high school broke. I had a girl I used to deal with back in high school.
Oh yeah.
I'm like 16, 17, dealing with her,
Right.
and
Right.
she ends up cheating on me with a grown man.
Right. Probably probably a little over the you know what zone. You know what I'm saying?
So mind you, she used to call me broke when we got into it. Mind you, I'm 16, 17 years old. I'm supposed to be broke. But she wants to have the now. It's all about being patient, right? A lot of these girls aren't patient. So she's dealing with a guy that he sells drugs, you know what I'm saying, ends up getting
Mhm.
arrested for drugs.
Yeah, I mean classic thug, right? As I've said before, everybody in this country, Donald Trump was elected by black men, not by black women, but black men, Hispanic men and women, white, purple, green, fucking every color of the goddamn rainbow, including gay people. We're sick and tired of these fucking thugs coming into our neighborhood, whether they're illegal or not. Dude, if you're doing, yeah, come on, man. Well, you must hate black people. No, I don't. I hate the people who are bringing drugs and fucking all kinds of crazy shit. I mean, these men, these thugs, are getting these little girls and boys hooked on this crack and whatever the fuck they're doing, fentanyl. And you know how they're getting payment for that shit, don't you? I don't think we have to point it out and make it sharp. We don't got to sharpen the pencil. They're getting these little girls hooked on this shit. How do they get their payment for the drugs? Anyone? Can you wrap your head around that? And it's fucking horrible. That's what this man is saying. It's like, what the fuck? What is this shit?
Thank God. But he has a Porsche. He used to pick her up in a nice Porsche. Mind you, I'm 16, 17, playing 3 sports a year, no job, no nothing. I can't work. There's no way for me to make money because I don't have time. I'm a student. But they end up choosing those type of guys or getting pregnant by those guys.
And he was older and probably illegal. It's called, you know what it's called? Robbing the cradle. And in some states, it's illegal under a certain age to be, yeah. You think these girls give a fuck? No. They don't care. I just want that thing, and I want the big, the big pipe down there, and I want the crack, and I want the Porsche and all that. It's ridiculous.
Even getting fucked over by those guys, and then later on, by the time we're 30, 40, they finally want to come with the guy that has a nice 9-to-5, fears God, and has great character. But they
after she has 17 babies from 48 different baby daddies, and that goddamn fucking, let's be honest, and I'm not saying it just for black women, I'm saying it for women, when that EBT shit starts running out, when them babies get to be 18, they ain't getting no more money. Do we understand what's going on here? I think we know. Go on.
Want people to forget those type of things, and that's a no-no. Why should a man that you passed up on forget that?
Exactly.
Or even give you the time of day now when he put in the work to be who he was, but when he was nothing on the come up, you passed on him for the guy that had it at the now.
And so,
yes, sir.
That's a very interesting clip.
I'll let you talk.
So now that you have context,
go turn my stoop down.
Sorry, I'll be back right what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this into 2 sections. And so, to focus in on what the lady was saying, to add context and have an interesting conversation on what she said, I'm going to play it back, and we're going to just address that first from how I feel about it. And then we're going to play the other clip again to denote part 2 of the response that the male had. I can't call him a young man. I don't know how old he is. We're going to play that part 2 and have that added context, and that will deviate part 2, right? So let's play this again so we know we're focused on what she said here, because I have a take on it that some of y'all people, you might be shocked by. So there you go.
The Jiffy Lube you can wait in our lounge or your car.
Car. Definitely car.
Off the rim. It's over.
Lounge.
No, he was fouled.
Car.
And he missed them both.
I would like to go cry in your lounge.
Jiffy Lube. Car more.
school. When the nerve came to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO executive and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking with the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then.
I mean, this woman's right. This woman's right. Yeah. Oh, you want the drug dealers when you're 18. When you're 38, you got 14 babies. You want the boring dude who worked his way over the last 20 years to get somewhere in this fucking life. He's got the corporate job. He's got the good income. He's got the house and the cars. Now you want that boring motherfucker. Well, isn't that nice?
Making horrible ass decisions with grown ass niggas preying on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
So I want to preface by saying I actually think she has a point.
Yeah, I think so.
And what has a point, I don't mean the idea of letting it go. We'll get to it. But she has a point insofar as most people would analyze that a young lady in high school, I think this is pretty consistent because I think lots of people.
Oh, hell yeah. Given the opportunity to smash that previous woman. Oh, yeah. Me and SCE and Father Saunders be doing triple time. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. You know it. They could play. Can
Keep saying this. It is very consistent that there are young ladies who are having sex with and having pseudo relationships. You can't really, statutory rape laws and all that. Having pseudo relationships, or relationships with men that are outside of high school or in college or even senior to freshman. There's that discrepancy. And the discrepancy makes sense. It's hilariously ironic insofar as we have feminism trying to make men and women equal, and yet women still seek out males who are superior to them in some particular way. As such, the reason why there's always, I say always, not always, but there's a general trend of age discrepancy between men and women is because women typically, like resources from men, and they like things from men. They like getting stuff from men.
I mean, it's an interesting time to bring this up. You see the Whatever podcast, right? Oh my God, it's so icky. When a 40-year-old man goes for a 25-year-old woman. Okay. You think it's icky. It gives you the ick, does it? But do these women have the right to vote? Are they adults? Do they have agency? Can make their own decisions in life? Yeah, they can. So you think some man woof gonna go after and that's icky. Okay, well, she's making a decision though, isn't she? Obviously, if it's a crime, that's a different story. But she's making a decision. So shouldn't be bitching at her then? You shouldn't get in the way of them. Oh my God, stay out of the way of these old fucking crusty gashes with some. Oh my God, stop it. I didn't say that.
The main form of courtship from a man is to prove himself worthy through the things that he has accrued or his ability to accrue things. That's just if I were an alien looking at the human species and trying to determine how they operate, that's what we would just come to, unfortunately, for better or for worse. Of course, humans are more complex than that, right? But general trends are, for the most part, young ladies typically date men who are older than them because they have more things and women want things.
Even if it's illegal. Oh my God. Age of consent and all that. Oh my God, no. This 30-year-old college freshman. I didn't say it. He can play ball. Hamster, don't you hate yourself yet? 30-year-old college freshman can bang a 16-year-old girl and nobody says a fucking thing. Average dude, Mr. Boring, got a corporate job and a fucking minivan. If he hits on her, he's obviously a fucking pervert. Got it. My God.
Now, does this mean that there is no woman in the history of time and space that, dates a man that's younger and she takes care of him, of course, flip
it doesn't happen.
The question isn't whether something can happen, it's the probability and the consistency of it occurring. When it comes to human psychology, again, it's not about human psychology is not a law so far as we understand gravity. You know, I dropped my other cell phone, you know, the force of gravity will pull it down. It's not human psychology is not that consistent. You know, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change its form. The first law of thermodynamics. You know, we can attempt our best to try to break that law, but most people find consistently it doesn't happen.
Newton, he was the shit. He was a Nazi though. He's probably white. I don't know. Probably.
That's his life. That's what it is, right? So you have to understand when you get to something that's mostly true, you're looking for consistency. Now, this is extremely important because I'm building the groundwork, and I'm saying all this. So it might sound like I'm going off the beaten path. I'm not. I'm saying all this so you guys understand that the experiences that lots of people are having, there are consistencies in it. It may not be 100% all the time. For example, some guy, the first year he went into high school.
I can say 100% of the time, given the opportunity between going out with a 37-year-old or a 27-year-old, I think most men are going to go, oh, I know. But the girls think that's icky. Why is it icky? You'll do that all the time when you're 16. It's different, is it? Oh, my God.
Cool. Let's say he found his girlfriend in his AP geometry class, and they've been together for 10 years. That can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
However, is that experience consistent? So your experience, you found your wife in your AP geometry class, and you never had an argument with her the entire time you've known her. Sure, that can happen 100%. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
I mean, geometry gets my compass hard, you know. What are you saying? Nothing at all.
But it's not what's possible, it's what's probable. Is that what consistently happens with young men? Absolutely not. As such, when it comes to young ladies, why is it again that we see this discrepancy with age or with young females in high school trying to date men that are slightly older than them? Again, those guys typically have more, even if it's more experience.
The women get the ick the other way around. Don't they? Yes.
So even just flirting with them is more fun because, like, if you're a little bit older, you've talked to more women and you failed and you've adapted, it's more fun from the woman's point of view. She doesn't really have to interact with that side of things because she's the receiver, she's the recipient, which will become important later in the video.
I mean, you know, think of, you know, you're a 16-year-old girl, got a 27-year-old guy, got the fucking nice car. He's built like a brick shit house. He knows how to throw down the ba 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 ba. You know what I mean? He's gonna rearrange her guts, even though it's illegal. Those women are like, "Oh my God, I want him so much." The other way around, however, an older guy wants who isn't an NBA star or a player. Yeah, well, that's creepy. He's icky.
Video, so you know, don't worry, we're gonna get to it.
I mean, that's a woman's choice. I get it, but it's just obviously so ridiculous. Oh, but he's 40 and she's 27. It's such an icky thing. Really? When you were 16, didn't you want to go for the ball player who had the car and the Porsche and everything and the big schwanz? You wanted him to rearrange your guts, didn't you? Oh my God. But, you know, that's different.
But it's more fun for the woman. There's more she can get. There's more. And again, just from the fun part, not even just necessarily the materialism. You know, men with more experience talking to women and flirting with women and understanding them would just be a more pleasant experience because it doesn't have to be awkward. You don't have to just sit there and twiddle your thumbs. And if you're a woman and you want to be entertained, not even value judgment at this point, but just, you know, practically, this is all reasonable. It's not unreasonable. The problem, however,
well,
and this is my issue, because
excuse me, Josh Spornax, a man who's 22 just wants any woman. Just give me something. Yeah, the burden of being a young man, it's crazy. Unless you're a millionaire, then everything's fine.
I don't think the woman is wrong on the front side, on the start, insofar as there are ladies or girls who are dating men that are older, right? It's that, one, we would consider them to be victims of like statutory rape and all of that. But two, and this is the real issue is that that's almost kind of okay, except we live in modernity. So what does that mean? I'm burying the lead. What that means is that if the degeneracy levels was as far as the guy might have cheated on her by kissing another girl or flirting with another girl, then it's a misstep. It's a learning experience. He's a bad boy. Life goes on. That sucked, but there's no huge trauma. It's garbage. It's like an iCarly episode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it sucks. Bro is trash, but you keep it pushing to the next episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The issue is that when these
issue is what happens when you keep repeating the same mistake 148 times.
They're dating, sometimes drug dealers, or when they're dating, sometimes just abusive guys, because that happened actually. You know, personal experience. Well, I was on the orbit of such. You know, I wasn't deep friends and deep in the knowledge of this until after the fact. There were guys who would hit the ladies, right? Who would hit their girlfriends. There are guys who would, when they cheated, it was sex, like straight up, like, you know what I'm saying? And impregnate
with those guys who were abusive. That's the big fucking mystery there, isn't it? Go on, sir. Yeah. Go.
The girl in high school, you know what I'm saying? That happened, real life. It's that a lot of women, when it comes to their relationships in high school, is that they're trying to do high level problem solving with dire physical consequences. They're playing a very dangerous game, quite literally with their body, right? With pregnancy and with the mental, physical, nervous system trauma, right? Because your nervous system in and of itself can experience trauma for as much as you can map.
And why do you think the feminists pushed abortion?
Map on new skills and new reflexes with your nervous system. You can map on trauma. You can map on the wrong different types of conditioning that receive a response. This is what it means to be triggered, by the way. Your nervous system has a trauma or an understanding of something that could happen, and it's trying to protect itself. That's why you feel anxiety and fear and hesitation when you...
Yeah. There's one guaranteed way of not getting pregnant. Can anyone talk about that? How is that? I got to take a bunch of pills? No. I got to do some with the IUDs? No. Everyone knows what that is, but the women don't want to see that. And this is where we're at. They know how it works. They don't care.
You encounter something that scares you. It's your body's response is do not engage. Stop. Don't do this thing. As such, the same thing happens with like sex and relationships, right? Where you could get a do not engage. You can mix.
Excuse me, Mr. Fuzz. If there's no consequences for your actions, is there any wonder why we're here? If there's no consequences for your actions, why are we doomed? Well, it's the wrong key, but you get my point. If there are no boundaries for behavior in our society, none, especially for women, but even for men, what do you think is going to happen? Well, we see it all over the place in front of us, don't we?
Awful nastiness and trauma with sexual pleasure. A lot of people don't recognize that this can occur. And it's more complex than this. And most people don't have studies and stuff. But, just through my own experience and just existing through life, I've come to understand and combine my knowledge of your nervous system, a whole bunch of bullshit. But the truth is, what happens with these young ladies is that they can get the wrong type of conditioning and the wrong type. Well, obviously, it's no good type of trauma. They can get trauma from these relationships. It's that when they're doing this and they're behaving in this way, they pull out they don't become better people. Let's just keep it above. Dealing with men.
Excuse me, sir. The Marxist wanted no consequence for any behavior. And they got it somewhere in the 50s. So anything you do, especially for women, but I mean men to some degree, there's no guardrails. It's like, hey, thousands of years of civilization said we should do that. Oh, fuck that. And look where we are. We're like a bunch of fucking animals, fucking everything and say, well, 20% of the top men and all women. Is this good? No. That's by design. They didn't want it to be good. They wanted it to be really fucking bad. To destroy the culture. It's not that hard to figure out here.
And obviously, because again, you would consider them to be victims of statutory rape. So it would make sense that it is not really for their edification to date men that are a good bit older than them.
Right.
For as much as it might make sense that, again, older men have more experience, more things, know more things. You know what I'm saying?
More money. Thank you.
It makes sense. That doesn't mean that it's good for the young lady to do that. Mm-hmm. However, they still participate. And so
it's also not good for the society, which is another little, well, let's not talk about that.
So I think that the woman is right that these women who experience this, it's not good for them. They don't get anything good out of it. Well,
it's also a choice, though. So,
I don't think they really.
It's a choice.
For the most part, they don't really seem to get. They seem to get on the front end, obviously, the pleasures of sex. On the front end, the pleasures of materialism.
But they've chosen it. Let's talk about that.
On the back end, they end up traumatized, upset, and having a disdain and outright hatred sometimes of men, particularly with black women, black men. Not all black women. Black women, to be fair, black women still overwhelmingly prefer to be with black men, but there are a subsect of black women that honestly operate with nigga or bust. Either the only black man that exists is a nigga. I am null and void. I don't count as a black man. Those type of black women is
you're the whitest black guy I've ever met, man. That's
nigga in jail, nigga in the street, or nothing. That's how they operate. There's some black women that operate like that. And why? Because that's their framework. That's their trauma. That's the only thing they're nervous.
Chosen by them.
System literally physically responds to and activates towards, sexual reproduction. It's very complex and very interesting. We might talk about this some other time. I mean,
chosen by them. I'm getting so sick of this fucking bullshit, guys. Oh, well, this drug dealer thug came down, the street or whatever. What the fuck? Whatever the situation is. Women choose to go with these thugs. I am sick and fucking tired of this bullshit. Women need to be held accountable for their stupid fucking decisions. Same as men. You fuck up, you got some consequences there, boy. Man, women don't. Oh my God, she was just, oh my God, it was terrible. It was the thing. No, you made the decision to go off with these thugs and drug dealers and NBA players and whatever. And your grandma and your auntie and your goddamn grandfather told you, if you go off with these men, they're going to break your heart. They're going to rearrange your guts and you're going to come back maybe knocked up. Do we not understand this? Yes, we do. Don't make that decision. But it's oppressive. Well, if you make the decision to go out with thugs, bad boys, fuck boys, you're going to get hurt. Everybody has told you this. Oh, but I'm 16 and I know everything. Right. Got it. Absolutely. Right.
May need to have to. Point is, right? When that happens, again, it makes sense that you would say something awful did happen to that woman. Okay? Something terrible happened to that woman. And that's true and that's fair. So here's the thing.
I don't believe that at all. I don't think that's nope. But go on, Fuzz. Go.
That becomes interesting. Okay. For as much as I can acknowledge that, and I respect that, and understand that, the issue is that because they played that dangerous game, everyone else suffers. The men on the back end, the cleanup man, so to speak, and you can see in the comment section, you might even see it on this video, there's a lot of men that went through life not being low down. And so ladies, unfortunately, perhaps in their ignorance or, lack of wisdom, whatever the flipping reason is, they'd
be thinking with their vagina. But if men do that and think with their, oh my God, it's a double goddamn standard. We all know that. Women can do all the fucking shit, worse stuff, and then complain that men don't want them when they're 38 with 18 kids. I know.
They don't have the foresight to, or obviously, again, lack of wisdom. They don't have the foresight. They don't have the wisdom to kind of recognize.
Excuse me, Mr. Fuzz. You're one of my good friends. I gotta disagree with you, man. These women are making choices. All they got to do is not make those choices, and there ain't gonna be no goddamn drug dealer running and then rearranging their guts and breaking their heart. It's very simple. Don't do that. But I want to, and I know, I get it. Yeah, I want to fuck a bunch of chicks too. But you got to have some self-control. If you do that, it's going to lead to this. It's in every goddamn conversation with your auntie and your dad, granddad, grandma. Every single fucking one. And they don't care.
There's a whole problem going on here, and that they're making life worse for themselves, and they're going to make life worse for people in the future too. Their children.
Then what are they going to do there, Fuzz? They're going to blame every man because men are evil and shit. When everybody has told them, don't do that. It seems exciting, but it's not. But they don't care. And what they expect us to do is say, oh my God, I understand you've been through this trauma by your own choice. And when they're 38 and ready to settle down, there's a lot of guys like, nah, no. I mean, God, you hate women. You're a misogynist. You're one of those. It's obvious. Obvious.
And any man that they're going to date, you know what I'm saying? So here's the problem. For as much as I understand that, There's a really big problem with the second half of the sentiment. And that second half of the sentiment is that older men should forgive or let go of that folly from younger ladies.
But right. Yeah, they had this whore phase, and wow, I got my whole phase, and everybody does that in college. You didn't have to, though, did you? But you did. So I'm not interested. And what do you mean? You hate women? No, I don't hate women. I don't hate you. You made some choices in your life that I am not comfortable with. Just that simple.
And again, there's a point up to a certain threshold. As in, should you resent the women who got put through that grinder, who put themselves, really, because even though they are young,
they made choices.
They still chose those men, and we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Is it true that you shouldn't carry that disdain and that bitterness through your life? Absolutely, that's true. And absolutely, you shouldn't be angry about it forever. That's true. Here's the problem. Here's the threshold. The threshold is, it doesn't matter if you are bitter, and it doesn't matter if you're angry and you have resentment. It doesn't matter. It matters on the individual personal level, for your soul, for your ability to exist in life. That matters. It doesn't matter towards the woman. Why? Because if she still has that trauma and those negative experiences, then your forgiveness of her doesn't change how she might treat you. It doesn't change that she might look at you with disdain and disregard because you're a nice person.
No. I'm going to cut this off because my soup is boiling over here. Here's the way I look at this, and I might be, asshole or whatever. You made choices in your life. Everybody told you, don't make those choices. You did anyway. You cannot blame men, quality men, for saying, nah. Women have options. They want to have this and that. Okay, great. Women have requirements. So do men. Now, when you get up in your 30s, or I got 33, I got 17 babies, the men that you want are not going to be signing the dotted line for that. Unless you're an extraordinarily interesting person. If I want a woman who's got a bunch of baby daddies, I can find that anywhere. What is special about you? Oh, well, I'm going to do the thing. And these men don't care. The top guys don't give a shit. You made your choices. And now you got to live with your choices. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. This is fucking bullshit. Well, women can do everything they want, and then men have to accept that. Fuck that. No. Well, I did this, and I went the whole phase, and I did this, and I was single in my entire 20s, and then now I'm ready. You were single, were you? Yeah. Really? What were you doing on Saturday nights? Friday nights? Well, I kind of dated a little bit. Really? Did you date around? I thought you were telling me you were some pure angel. You were doing knitting and fucking that kind of shit. Playing board games with your children. Well, it just happened a few times. Define a few times. Only like 140. And define date. What does that mean? Well, we went out to dinner, had some drinks, and he rearranged my fucking guts. Excuse me. Men of value are becoming very, very, very reluctant to accept this kind of bullshit. Now, you women, I was 16 and I did stupid things. Men can understand that. Everybody does stupid things. But when you're 21 or 2, you're 18, you go through college, you fucked 400 guys, and you turn out to be 37, maybe with some babies, and you've spent at least 25 years, and you couldn't find one man to put that ring on your finger. Get the fuck out of here, girlfriend. Nope. It's unacceptable. It's not acceptable. So you better start doing what men believe you should do. I mean, if you want to do what you want, go ahead. You're not going to get the man you want when you're 37. It's really that simple. Anyway, I got to go eat some soup. All right, you mother scratchers. I will see you later. Thank you all for coming by. Take care.